Howdy guys, this is Carla, and this time I'm here to do a review for episode 13 of season 3 of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. This episode is titled Parting Shot, and it's basically one long big goodbye to Bobby and Hunter, who are not dead, thank goodness. They're just leaving. They're going to have their own spin-off, I guess, so they had to find a way to split them off of the main team. And I have to say, I actually really liked it. I thought it was okay. I mean, that's not to say that it's perfect. There were some obvious flaws on this episode. I mean, I thought the whole Russian thing, assassination plot, coup / whatever thing was kind of really convoluted, and at the same time, really, really too simple. Come on. Coups are not that straightforward, and they're not that... it was just weird, okay? First off, I mean, I like this feeling, kind of, that we had, it was sort of a Captain America, the First Avenger feel to it, like a World War, let's fight the evil, foreigners kind of thing. Which is okay in small doses, so if they only do it this episode, I'll be fine. I don't want them to spin it off for the rest of the season where they go oh, the Russians are the big bad, we have to take them down. No, that would be bad. But I did like the feel of it, kind of. But still, I mean, they could have done better with motivation for, all of these people, basically. It became almost... I don't even know how to put it. It became almost like cardboard. Just we need some kind of strategic plan for them to get Bobby and Hunter caught in Russia. So, let's just put up this bunch of Russians together, make it like it's a coup d'etat, and end up with Bobby and Hunter caught in the crossfire or something. It was kind of too easy in a way, and not really well thought out. The whole Russian thing I didn't get. I mean, the Russian Prime Minister was basically a cartoon. I mean, not only did they just save your life from this weird shadow thing that you saw with your own eyes, dude. You were there. You can't say that didn't happen. So, not only did they save you, but also, you were against this sanctuary for inhumans in the first place, so now you're going to play against the people who agree with you. I mean, the whole Prime Minister thing just made no sense, okay? I admit it, it was crappy writing at its best, or at its worst, I should say. But I don't think the point of this episode was that at all. It didn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. I'm not entirely sure that this entire Russian sanctuary thing is going to matter in the long run anyway. It's all just a trick for Malik to get humans together, right? So, even if it's not Russia, and even if they're not going to build the thing for 2 more years, it's not going to matter in the end. So I'm not really worried about this Russian thing taking up too much space in the season. It was weak, yes, it was, but I think the positives of the episode kind of outweigh that bad Russian subplot and the bad Russian characters. And I enjoyed this episode a lot just because of the team feeling of it. Because you have not just them being in a mission together and doing interacting with each other so well and bouncing off each other so well. You can really, really feel that it's a team, that they really are good friends. Even with May, everything that May was telling Hunter, you could see that he did internalize it, and in the end, he did sacrifice for S.H.I.E.L.D. after all. So, you can see that it was weighing on him. And just the little banter between them, like Hunter telling Fitz about a documentary and him getting all excited about it, or like like Bobby speaking to Daisy in Russian, and Daisy being like, "Oh, Donata," and she's like, I'm pretty sure that's not Russian. I laughed. They made me laugh, and they're such a good team, and that's the thing that this episode wanted to do, is just to tug on your heartstrings that the team you've grown to love, a part of it is breaking apart. That's all they wanted. And they did it in a good way, because they kind of showed you the best of all of them, at least the best of Bobby and Hunter in one episode. I mean, Hunter, the dude can talk himself out of anything, or mostly anything, and I loved the whole thing with the mushrooms, okay? That whole thing was hysterical. Whereas, Bobby was, like, really serious. Hunter's just there, like, rattling off ingredients and crap, and it was hysterical. I loved it. And then Bobby, fighting, and she knows kind of how to... She knows how to, stay in control, and she can see the options in front of her really well. And I think, it was kind of her that brought it up to Hunter's attention in the first place, that, hey, maybe our choice here is kind of clear, So I enjoyed that, and I do hope that now that they have their own spin-off together, if it really does happen, because they've been talking about it forever, and I don't know that it's actually greenlit. But if it does happen, I look forward to seeing, again, the best of both of them, each one, because I think Hunter a lot of the times just gets used for comic relief, which is not a bad thing. Like I said, I loved everything he said in this episode. I thought it was great. But at the same time, you kind of think, well, what is his value as an agent, really? Apart from, thinking on the fly. He's really good at that. But maybe we can get to see him as more of a better agent in the spin-off. I mean, I kept thinking about that line he told Bobby when she's like, "We were lucky," and he's like, "No, I was lucky, you were good." That's kind of how we see the two of them. It's like Bobby is like super S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, and then Hunter's like the funny dude. So I would like to see Hunter get more of a spotlight in their spin-off. Hopefully that we'll get to see that he is actually a pretty damn good agent on his own, because we've seen snippets of it in S.H.I.E.L.D., but they always kind of revert back to just, him being funny. So I hope we get to see that. And, as far as the goodbye scene goes, I really, really liked it. I spent the entirety of the episode thinking like that it wouldn't be so heart-wrenching after all, because I knew from the beginning that it was gonna happen. Like, this whole episode was kind of leading up to that, right? So you knew it was happening, but when it did happen, I actually really did feel it. I think it only really hit me. The reason it really hit me was not so much Bobby and Hunter, but Mac. Oh my god, like, my eyes got misty. I'm just saying that, and I don't cry. I'm not a crier. I am the opposite of a crier. But my eyes got misty with Mac at the bar. And even before that, even before when Coulson was telling them about it, Mac was like, "No, that can't happen." I was like, oh, it hurt. It really did hurt. And I felt so bad for him and for Hunter and Bobby. And I thought that last scene was lovely. Absolutely lovely. And I really liked it. What can I say? I'm a sap. You knew that already, but I am a sap. It's confirmed. I really liked this episode. I don't know. I mean, again, the Russians were a freaking cartoon, all of them. But it could have been anything else. I didn't even care about the Russians. It could have been anything else. The only thing I needed from this episode was for Bobby and Hunter to have a very heartfelt, very, team-loving goodbye. And I got that, and I really loved it. And I can't wait to see what they do with their spin-off, because I am definitely going to miss them in the upcoming episodes while they, go off on their own. I do hope that we get to see them in the show from time to time. I mean, just because they're not S.H.I.E.L.D. anymore doesn't mean their paths can't cross, right? So, I hope we get to see them every once in a while, because I really do think I will miss them. But yeah, I mean, just, I really like this episode. There's nothing I can say about it. It was a weak plot in itself, but just the emotions did it for me. I am a huge sap, I admit it. That's all there is to it. As far as the ending goes, hey, that's Bethany Joy Lenz. That's interesting. I remember him from, my childhood, watching snippets of One Tree Hill. I wasn't really following that show. It was never a show that I really loved, but I would watch snippets of it with my friends and stuff, and she was there, so I recognized him from there, and I kind of enjoy that. Every time I see a familiar face, I get all excited. It's interesting that Malik has a daughter. I'm wondering if she's going to turn out to be his weakness or something, because they made it a point in this episode to be like, oh, we were trying to find Bobby and Hunter's weaknesses, and it turns out it's each other, which, by the way, I really loved the way they did their relationship in this one, and I really hope we get to see more of that in the spin-off. But either way, now I'm just thinking maybe Malik's daughter will be his downfall in a way. I would actually love for them to just off Malik and just put the daughter in as the big bad. That would be really interesting. So I don't know. I mean, I've only seen her one scene. I don't really know what her deal is, but I actually really liked her from what little I saw of her. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Thing is, I really like this episode. I mean, it's not going to get top marks from me because the writing was sloppy with the Russian thing. Like I've said 300 times already, the Russians were kind of cartoonish. And even though I like that, old-sea, Cold War kind of old-timey feel to the episode, I thought the plot was kind of silly, cardboard, and just too easy for something that would have such huge, repercussions in the country and the world. Prime Minister was a joke. I hope that guy never shows up again, because what the hell is wrong with him? And, but the episode was not about any of that. The episode was about Hunter and Bobby splitting up from the group, and I think they did a great job with that. Sorry about the noises, by the way. There's trucks outside my house. So, yeah, I'm getting a lot of noise here in the middle of my review. Sorry about that, but I'm gonna try to cut it short. I really liked the episode. I really enjoyed it, and I'm gonna miss Bobby and Hunter. I hope their spin-off comes soon, because I'm gonna miss them a lot. So, yeah. That's it for my review. As usual, be sure to visit our website at thegeekypub.com. We have reviews not just for previous Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episodes, but also for other TV shows, books, movies, games. We have a ton of stuff in there, so be sure to visit and check it out. And also, if you want to be notified as soon as we upload any new reviews, then you want to subscribe to our YouTube channel, because that's usually where our reviews go up first. Most of the time, before they hit the website, they're up on YouTube, so if you don't want to miss anything, then you want to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And that's it for me today. I will see you guys in my next review. Bye!